A very good morning, friends, brothers and sisters in Christ. The topic of my sharing this morning is just one word: watch. Some years ago, to be exact, about 22 years ago, I was reading this portion of the news in the Newsweek Times, and it says 24 years too late. About something happened in New Delhi that a wedding invitation sent more than 24 years ago from a bridegroom's father to the bride's family in West Bengal arrived in Calcutta last week. The marriage took place long ago, but by the time the postcard arrived last Wednesday, the bridegroom was dead. So was his father, who sent a postcard 1,000 kilometers through the Indian Postal Service. A wedding invitation arrived 24 years too late. When the recipient received it, the bridegroom already dead. And so was the father. Come to think of it, I'm still keeping this piece of just fancy that for 22 years. And I'm still keeping. I didn't bring this morning because it's too fragile to handle. But it will be part of my legacy. Any wedding day is a joyful day. And we will definitely congratulate the newlywed in their holy matrimony. If the father of the bride were to receive the invitation in time, I'm sure he would have attended the wedding ceremony all the way. Yes. Because not only it was his daughter's wedding, but also because wedding ceremonies are always fascinating. In Malaysia, our country, with multi-racial background, we have Chinese weddings, Indian weddings, Punjabi weddings, Malay weddings, Kadazan weddings, and whatnot we have. And all are very fascinating. And most of them are also occur in the daytime. But then there is a place in this world where weddings are also conducted at night. In Palestine. Follow me as we read Matthew chapter 25 about one particular wedding. If you have a Bible, turn with me to Matthew chapter 25 as I read to you from verses 1 to 13. Then the kingdom of heaven shall be likened to 10 virgins who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. Now 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. Those who were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. But while the bridegroom was delayed, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight, a cry was heard, "Behold, the bridegroom is coming. Go out to meet him." Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said to the wise, "Give us some of your oil, for our lamps are going out." But the wise answered, saying, "No, lest there should not be enough for us and you. But go rather to those who sell and buy for yourselves." And while they went out to buy, the bridegroom came, and those who were ready went in with him to the wedding, and the door was shut. Afterward, the other virgins came also, saying, "Lord, Lord, open to us." But he answered and said, "Assuredly, I say to you, I do not know you. Watch, therefore, for you know not neither the day nor the hour in which the Son of Man is coming. What do we gather from here? What does the story of the parable of the 10 virgins help us? Well, it is about foolishness. It's about wisdom. It's about preparedness. It's about being watchful. Point number one, we can learn from it is that it is necessary to be always prepared. The foolish maidens did not use ever-ready battery. No, I'm not referring to that. Not invented yet at the time. I mean, they were not ever-readiness, or rather a lack of it. They were not prepared for any eventualities. Okay? The foolish maidens had no foresight. It never occurred to them that the bridegroom might be delayed. They failed to have enough oil. Not enough. Just not enough oil. Right? They were not ungodly. They were not immoral. They were not hypocrites. They were just unprepared. Now, the 10 virgins, some say, represents the believers, the Christians. Okay? Now that we are waiting for the Lord's coming, but we do not know the hour or the day. And so, as we move on, some of us got tired, some of us got weary, and some of us are just negligence. We are not ever prepared for His coming. And so, some people here will be like the foolish virgins. They were just caught unprepared through their negligence. One of the inescapable lessons of life is the necessity of preparation. In the academic world, okay, exam time is not preparation time. Next week, some of you are going for your examinations. Perhaps it's too late to burn the midnight oil. Okay? When you take a trip, okay, you cannot wait for the last minute to make the reservation. Good health requires preparation. If preparation is needed in all these areas, how much more important is needed for the greatest of all journeys and the greatest of all exams? One time, two young kids were playing in one of the kids' house, and they observed that the grandma was reading the Bible. So one kid asked to the other, "Why is your grandma always reading the Bible?" The other kids say, any students, perhaps she's mugging for her finest. On the day when Christ returns, it will be too late to make up for the neglect of preparation. Because heaven is a prepared place for a prepared people. Point number two, the parable of 10 virgins also teach us that we cannot borrow what must be bought. You know, the wise virgin's reply was, "No, we cannot give you, but rather you go to those who can sell the oil." It sounds very smart. It sounds very selfish, right? But one thing we know is that we cannot borrow a relationship with God. You must possess it. The husband cannot stand before God for his wife, and vice versa. All the faith, all the dedication in the work of the parents is not enough for the children. Yes, you cannot borrow another person's faith in God. It is not transferable. You must have that right relationship with God all the time. As Ezekiel 18 verse 20 also tells us that the soul who sins shall die. The son shall not bear the guilt of the father, neither the father bear the guilt of the son. The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon himself, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon himself. So, relationship with God is not transferable. Okay? So you must have that right relationship all the days of your life. The parable of the 10 virgins tells us that we need to be watchful.